So today we have an array of subjects that we're going to engage in, and I'm going to try to. My goal is to do coffee time with me every Monday. So it's going to be an energy where we're working on different areas of manifestations in our lives. And today's energy, and I had done a video that I was going to share with you guys of today's energy, and I didn't post it. So yeah, that's me. So, but that's fine because the whole thing of my lives is that you could replay them. But I do magic stuff during the live to get you all to engage, of course, for my benefits, but also for your benefit because you're going to receive lots of magic. So my goal is to every live that you are here, you get some kind of amazing outcome. So I have, and I wanted to share this with you guys last time. So I saw a YouTuber, and she has a basket, and in her basket, she has like all her planners and journals and all her manifesting goodies. Because the whole point is that when we're manifesting, we want to be able to have things accessible right away. I don't know about you guys, but I am constantly working and co creating. I run multiple businesses, and now I have a side gig, which I'm going to be talking about during this coffee time with you guys. And one of the things that I would do was that I would have to look for my journals. And mind you, I have my desk. You know, this is my sacred area, my sacred space where I work. I have a shelf that my husband organized, and he's looking at it today. And he's like, definitely need to revamp that. That's a disaster. So I have everything accessible, but I wanted, I felt like every morning I was trying to, okay, where's my journal? Okay, where's my planner? Okay, where's my manifesting? Okay, where's, because I have, and I'm going to share this with you guys. Patreons get to look inside because that's the whole point of being a Patreon is to get exclusive behind the scenes of my personal life, of my journey, of what I'm manifesting, and what I'm co-creating. So it's a cute little basket. If I'm not mistaken, this is from Dollar Tree, so nothing crazy. It has my current journal where I am journaling things that are happening in my life right now. It has my current planner for 2024, and this is of course where I write all of the things that I am working on, my appointments, my job schedule, my writing schedule, everything that I'm engaged in. I just purchased the Witch's Date book for 2025. Apparently this is like a new thing. I got it because as I'm going to be sharing with you on today's coffee time, we're going to be doing rituals every single month exclusively on Patreon, and I will be sharing that with you all here. And I got this because this is a great way for me not only to see the different moons and energies, but so I could co-create with spirit. So it's a lot of fun when I do things like that. And then I have different altered composition books, which I have these available in my Patreon and are also available in my Crafty Grandma Etsy shop. So these, for example, here, I wrote the different things, the different points that we're going to be engaging in on this coffee time. And I also write manifestations. I have pictures of things I manifested. So it's kind of like a planner, but a manifesting, scripting type of journal. So I kind of add all my magic in here. And then I have two of them. I have this one, and then this one, which you can see is a little thicker. I actually add calendars, and we do on my Patreon printables and manifestation techniques that we use to co-create. Because the whole point of working on manifesting is the engagement. It's not something that you could do once a year, just for New Year's. The reason why, and this is said over and over, they have done polls on this, they have done research and universities on this. The reason why New Year's resolutions, 99.7, I think think it was 99.7, 99.8 of the time, do not work, is because it's something people get excited about on New Year's. They do it for like the first few weeks at the most. And by the time February comes around, nobody is any longer working on their New Year's resolutions. And it's because our life is filled with stuff. From your work to your responsibilities to anything and everything under the sun that you could pile up. That's why you hear songs like more money, more problems, and I don't have it, we're out of time. There's a lot of things, we're going to be working on that today. On the magic of time, we're going to do time bending techniques in this beautiful live to get you guys to understand, acknowledge that you are the creators of your reality, that you have more than enough time to do all the things that you intend and desire, and that time is just a physical, mental, human note created to put more control and to have more power over you. But the truth is that it's a story that we share, which we will talk about again during this live. Welcome, Shannon. So the magic of manifestations and the reason why resolutions don't work is because resolutions are done in January and then you get excited and you do them for a little while and then you stop. And in manifestations, you're constantly working on a goal, on an outcome, on an intention and desire. And the energy that we're in, which I couldn't find, I went all the way to 2018. I found 2010. I found all the journals, but I still cannot find my 2017 journal. So the energy that we are undergoing right now is the repetitive pattern of 7 years. And the last 7 years was in 2017. So yeah, 2018 did have something to do with it, but it was very pivotal. Closing of 2016 and all 2017 of the repeat patterns of things that we kind of underwent that created kind of like blockages, or for example, and I want to share that here, which is the whole point of coffee time. So I hope you guys make yourself some coffee or some tea as we engage on this journey. And of course, let me grab my planner because I have everything written of how I want to share all of this magic with you guys. And while I'm doing this, I'm also, since I have Shannon here, so all of you that are here live, I have little goodies that I want to share with you all for our Patreon. And of course, I should link my Patreon. That way, for those of you that are not on Patreon, you know where it's at. Because after this live, I'm going to Patreon live. So no matter what membership you get, you will be able to bend time. That way there's no more excuses of I don't have enough time or I can't do this, Daisy. Like, we build these excuses, but it's all the story that we tell. So my Patreons start free and they go up from there. All right, perfect. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to share with you guys is about time bending and the magic behind time bending, the power behind time bending. So way back when, people knew the different times of the day by looking at the sun. So they knew if it was morning, which they would call it the break of dawn or something. They had different names for it. I dropped one of my journals. They knew when it was midday. They knew, like, all depending on where the sun was kind of in the sky. And then there was the sundial, which eventually they started putting numbers to it and created time. Now, what is something that every one of us has heard? Oh my gosh, time is going so fast. Can you believe it? It's super fast. I cannot believe that we're already in September of 2024. I feel like the year just started. Time just flew. So it's a story that we're constantly sharing and constantly engaged in. So what happens is that we are creating a timeline that everything moves super fast. So then you go into not having enough to do the things that you want to do, or feeling like you're in some kind of deadline to have certain things by a certain time frame, right? And yes, goals are wonderful, intentions, desires, very perfect for you to manifest in those, vibrations and those, example. When I was very young, I said, all my children, I will have my kids. I'm going to have whatever amount of children I'm going to have by the time I'm 30. Because I always saw myself as a young mom, and I wanted to like be able to enjoy my family very young. So I started extremely young. I was also a teacher, right out of middle school, really, because back then work times were different. I was working at 14. I was volunteering. At work at 14. I also had a part-time at 13. So back then it was very different. Like you could work at places really, really young. Today is different. So by the time that I was an adult at 18, I was actually a Head Start teacher. So it was very, very different. And I already had my plan of the things that I wanted. But we had kind of like a different mentality. And I knew what I wanted. And I did. I had my kids by the time my daughter, which was my baby, was born when I was 28. And after that, I tied my tubes and I was done, right? So we create these goals, intentions, and desires. Example, I'm going into my 50s. And my goal for my next 7 years is not only to expand and grow my business, but also to be in a place where I'm not working as much as I'm working right now, where I get to a place where I'm streaming more money and working less. And I have already been manifesting this. And it's all the stories that we share. And I want to share with you this magic right here, right now. So grab your coffees, grab your teas. Let me pick up the journal that I dropped with all the notes, because I do not want you to miss anything. I want you to leave this space in a mindset that you have the control of your life. And a lot of times, like when I first starting this, I didn't understand this. And nobody's gonna get this until you get this. You're not gonna understand this until you understand this. And what does that mean? What that means is, unfortunately, sometimes we're so hypnotized or controlled, or our stories are so thick because it's what our parents shared with us, our ancestors. Well, that's how it is for my culture, or that's how it is for my type of family, or whatever the story is. We have this kind of like mental block that doesn't allow us to change the story until we do. Way back in 2007, when I first read Think and Go Rich, I didn't understand it the way I understand it today. And I try to read this book every few months to maybe every year. Steve Jobs, every single year would take time off. He would go to a retreat and he would reread the autobiography of a yogi. And the reason for that, I don't know if you guys have ever come in contact with this book. This book is extremely complicated to comprehend. And the reason he would do this is because every time that he would read that book, it would just take him into this mystical, optimistic type of level and energy and vibration that you could not tell Steve Jobs he could not manifest or achieve a certain goal, a certain intention, a certain desire. So when you are a master creator of your universe, time ceases to exist and everything falls under your category and just works out for you. Example, today I'm doing a ritual for one of my clients for synchronization, because for some reason they're expanding their business and they were able to do everything, but then they came across some lapses, some things to seize the manifestation of what he was intending and desires. I said, no, this can't be. We need to do a synchronization so everything works out for you. So the individuals are the ones that are going to tell you that they're doing this for you. So it's going to feel very, very woo. And that is what I'm able to do for my clients as a master manifestor. I'm able, if they're open, because you have to be, here's the thing with manifestation. You have to be open to that vibration and energy, because if I'm manifesting for you And I'm telling you this because I also have a client that I was manifesting for, and they started to do really good, and they achieved a lot, and then they plateaued. And sometimes we plateau is because we can't see the next. We get to a certain, and I know this because I'm going to share that with you today, because I like to share personal stories, stories that come to me, all kinds of stories, because that's how we kind of, as a community, we come together through the stories, through what our friends shared with us, for our ancestors. We see what we want to see, but it's also a way for us to learn. And in synchronicity and synchronized energy, these stories sometimes take us into the next level. Talking about the energies of sevens, the first 7 years of your lives were the years that created who you are today. And when you think back at your first 7 years, which is really hard, I have been trying to work on this year, because for the last, since 20, I'm gonna say more since 2019, but in 2020 I had a huge kind of like thing, meltdown at sorts. And I have a few of those every once in a while. And I was connecting with spirit and talking about wealth and how to, okay, because like again, we plateau. So it's like, okay, I keep getting to this space and it feels really good, but I always kind of like stay here. How do I get to the next? How do I go from here to here? And I've been working on that through, and with that, I've been creating wealth classes and sharing all of this magic with you all, because I am more than capable of getting to a certain level. So what's next? How do we get to the next? And that's why the language of money class, I keep pushing it, because until I'm at that next level, I'm not going to share with you, because I like, how do I explain? So there's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm super rich and look at this, and I never tell you guys that. I never tell you that I'm this and that. I don't paint some kind of pretty picture to sell myself. That's not what I do. What you see is what you get with me. So everything that I share with you, I want to be as honest as possible and have the experience to be able to share that with you guys. And when I told you all way back in October, November, December of last year that this year was a year of the self, I didn't understand that it's also the year of repetitive patterns. Now think about where you were 7 years ago right now. And if you have a journal like I do, you're able to go back and see and witness. When I go back, it was when I really, really decided to leave my mom's house. I was in a very dark space living in my mom's house. I had been living there for so long. It was really hard to get out because my mom is very controlling and wants you to be there and has a certain mindset. And finally, 7 years ago, in like May or June, I was able to leave her house and move to a place that I consider my dream place, because it's somewhere where I'm able to be very leisure, have a very different lifestyle. I live in a resort, so it's very vacation type, and that's what I want. That was like my goal. I'm going into, like I said, and even 7 years ago, I was only 42, right? 43. So I was still looking at, I don't want to be working so hard by the time. So I'm thinking long span. And the issues with us is we don't think long span. We think, I gotta have it now. But Daisy, I want it just a couple of days ago, I had someone come into my Etsy shop. And I think it's super funny because people try to take advantage of a spiritualist. It's just really funny to me. So she's excited. She messaged me about a ritual that she wanted to do, but she didn't want it to do it herself, because generally now in my Etsy shop I have a lot of do-it-yourself rituals. And I say, yeah, I have these. These are other rituals that I do, simple rituals that I do for you guys. And I said, just, when you're ready, send me XYZ, and I will start right away because I have time today. I'm off, no problem. So she sends me all the information, and I was like, okay, I'll start in an hour. So I'm doing my stuff because I also craft and whatever, and I'm gonna get ready. I'm, gathering all her stuff, especially that I had just cleansed all my on-call altars and stuff. So it's like, okay, all that's done. I'm able to work on, something extra. As I'm getting ready, I notice that she hadn't purchased the ritual. So I'm waiting. I'm not a pushy person. I don't run after money. I don't chase people. I don't chase clients. I make offers. If you take them, fine. If you don't take them, that's fine as well. That's on you. That's not on me. Um, so I said, hey, everything is ready when you are. So she says, can you tell me more about the ritual? So I explained it to her. I sent her the link. Of course, I write paragraphs on what I'm offering. And I said, I explained to her what it was. This is my time. My time is the most precious thing that I have because it's infinite and it's priceless, right? And because sometimes I'd rather be reading a good book or planning or doing things that I love, right? So long story short, at the end, I don't know if she was trying to scam me or not. I didn't go that deep. But she says, is this guaranteed? And I said, once people tell you stuff like, is this guaranteed? They're very either amateurs about rituals or I don't know. I get the whole story. So I one little practice, I said, no, rituals are never guaranteed. They're never guaranteed. And why is that? Because I could do a ritual for you, and if you're a dark lala, if you don't believe, if you self-sabotage and bring self-fulfilling prophecies, everything that I do for you is going to collapse. It's just going to collapse. So I left her alone. She never messaged me again. I trashed it and moved on. But the point of me sharing this with you is that other times I would have melted. I would have been like, oh my gosh, they're taking advantage. I would have pitied myself. But that is no longer my story. My story is of attracting wealthy individuals, or individuals not even wealthy, individuals that want to grow and expand and learn, where we build a community that we come together and we start creating this new timeline and this new story. So today in 2024, where you are right now, you are co-creating for the next 7 years. So the next cycle, which is in 2031. Can you fathom that? Can you think 2031? Hello? Do you even see yourself in that time frame? Like, what are you gonna look like? What are the styles gonna be? Because you're thinking 7 years. Look at everything that has happened in the last 7 years. Look at everything that you accomplished. So that is what you're doing right now. You're witnessing, realizing what you have accomplished these last 7 years. So what I've been doing on one of my journals is I'm literally writing all of the wonderful things I have accomplished, all of the memories I've created, all the pictures I've taken with my family, the time we spent together, of course my business, the books that I've written, the books that have become successful, the clients that I've met. I have a client that's been with me for 3 decades, since like the beginning, and we still chat about it and start cracking up. It's like, Daisy, do you remember when you charged me $11 for a reading? My readings are now $222. It is insane to me when I go back and think about, oh my gosh, like this is so crazy. How much we could expand and how much we could grow. And you could achieve and do anything that you want and you intend. As a matter of fact, this live, I visualized it. I visualized this live before sitting here with you. Again, I'm opening my journal so I can share with you all the goodies that I want to create and I want to share with you guys. So one of the things that happened in this timeline, is a pattern. Think about 7 years ago, what happened? What repetitive pattern keeps happening to you about a major goal? Think about a major goal, intention, desire, something that you want with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your love. And for some reason, something happens that it lapses. And for some reason, either you make the wrong decision, if like me, you act abruptly and do things that you shouldn't have done, and then it all collapses, or you didn't give it enough time to grow because you felt that it ended or it wasn't enough. You have to think really hard going back, because again, It's about your mind and your time. This is why I always say writing is so powerful, because you record everything about your life, and it's so easy to go back into those records and witness. For me, it was this major move. I finally did it. And then coming into the next 7 years, something happened that I almost ended up going backwards. And I had to have spirit intervene and say, wait a minute, Daisy. Don't allow this girl. That's lower vibrational energy trying to influence you against the flow. That is the next, because there are negative forces. And no matter who you talk to, who you see, everything is not rainbows and butterflies, because if it was rainbows and butterflies, we wouldn't see the chaos that we see in the world. We wouldn't see the darkness that we see in the world. So I don't, like I said, I don't sugarcoat. I tell you what I see, what I feel. You take it with a grain of salt. You believe what you want to believe, and you learn, and you find your own truth. I'm just the medium. I'm just here to share with you, the messenger. So when Spirit told me, and it took me a while because I had a huge meltdown, literally packed my shit, ready to go, ready to throw the towel and say, fuck it. I'll just do it again. Spirit said, no, you're not doing this again, because you've come so far. You did 14 years, girl. You did 7 years trying to get out of your mom's house. You finally got out. You did a business. You've grown your business. You expand your business. You're living the lifestyle that you dream. You just had one flaw, was allowing that woman to come into your house and fuck shit up. Now you have to deal with it. But dealing with it doesn't mean you throw away the towel and you give it all away. It means you don't allow. So what did I do? I decided, okay, so how do I shift this around? Because I'm always home. That means I have to be always around this energy. I got me a side gig. When Spirit works with you, when Spirit is on your side, synchronized energy. At the moment, you might not think about it, because the side gig is nothing out of this world. I work sometimes once a week. Sometimes when I want a little more to splurge, I'll work 3 days. I don't work a lot. But something magical happened. I've been wanting to co-create my story, and in my scripting, my 6-week scripting class, we share how to script and write our stories and live our stories. Now, when Neville Goddard, which I have reheard his actual audio lecture over and over, I think over 1,000 times, and every time I hear it, again, I hear something new. I've learned something new. I'm like, how do you live in the end? How do you live the lifestyle that you intend and desire? How do you live it? How do you do it? And he shares stories about a woman who wanted to be married, and she, no partners, no men, because she was a certain age. I think she even had a small kid, and especially back then, it was very taboo to marry a widow, or as somebody with children. They usually were widowed for the rest of their lives, right? But she didn't. She wanted a husband that was going to support her, and she was going to be able to do what she wanted to do and how she wanted to do it. So what she did was that when she would look at her ring finger, she would imagine a wedding band, and then she put one. I think it was even made out of paper. You could look up the Neville Goddard story, and of course you get more details, how we all change things around. But whatever, the point is that she created a placebo effect. She put on a fake ring finger, and she started sharing the story that she was married or engaged or whatever the fuck. And this was a story that she would tell everyone. Now, some people that knew her probably thought that she was crazy. Like, if I were to tell, let's say, people that know me, hey, I have $1 million in my account, they probably, they'll be like, oh, she's lying, because they know me. They know I don't have $1 million in my account. But if I'm going somewhere new, when nobody knows me, hence a job, and saying I have XYZ, they don't know me. So what happens is, when we create these stories, and I'm not talking about fake it till you make it, okay? I want you to really listen to what this teachings are expressing to you, and I'll share with you an example. Not fake it till you make it is stating a story that co-creates your actual story, because I already have, like I said, it took me 7 years to get to where I am. I do have my spiritual business, it's super successful, and now I have a crafty business that's growing and bringing me money every week, which is crazy for me. because it's something that that I love and I have so much fun doing. And I always saw it like as a hobby. So and here's the story, and fake it till you make it, so you can see the differences. So I was at work, and I have someone who works with me who's really sweet. I'm the oldest gal there. Not the oldest. There's a couple of us that are in our 50s, and I think there's one that's like, she's like in her 70s, but again, she's a widow, so she's doing this for like splurging cash too, because she's retired and her husband did leave her some money. But anywho, long story short, he is goal oriented as well. He has another job because he supports his family and he has children. He's young. He's in his early 30s. So long story short, that day I said, we were working together. We were doing good. Everybody was leaving me amazing bonuses and tips, and it was awesome. So we were working together, and in the middle of the shift, I get a notification that I made an over $200 sale. So that put me at over $350 because I had already made $100, and it was still, again, I wasn't even done with my shift. So at the end of the shift, I was at $350. So long story short, I got tired because, again, I'm almost 50. And I'm cleaning up. I'm doing, the things that I have to do before I leave work. And we had gotten more clients. And I told him, hey, take those clients because I'm super tired. And that way you make the money and I will help you with anything you need. So long story short, he tells me, oh my God, they only speak Spanish. You keep them. But I am a giver. And spirit, I felt that I needed to share this. So I said, I'm taking the order. You're taking care of them. This is your money. I already made over $400. I'm good. You see how I did that? I didn't fake it because I had already made, and I didn't know. By then I didn't know that I was over 300. I had calculated that I was almost at 300. Almost at 300. Because I don't, you're working. You don't have time to count your bonuses and cash, and you don't see what people are leaving you and all that. So long story short, I estimated, like we do in school, to the next $100. So he knows that I have side gigs, that I have side businesses, that I do certain things. I'm giving myself energy. I'm writing a story. I'm creating a story of making lots of money all the time, every single day. Every single day, money's coming in from all of my businesses. I'm creating a story that I live a very leisure-oriented lifestyle. I'm creating a story where I'm a writer and my books sell thousands upon thousands of copies a month. I'm creating a story where I am going to soon start going to places with my books and meeting some of you guys and exchanging these awesome conversations in the reels. I'm creating that story. And when you create the story, you share it with others, and they start adding energy to that story. I'm going to give you another example. There's this woman that works with me who reminds me of my mother. Very dark Lala. Her story is a story of not having enough. I can barely pay for my bills. I'm in a lot of pain. She suffers from psoriasis, some kind of issues with her skin because of all the stress. I know because when I get anxiety and I get overwhelmed, I break out. And emphysema, or I don't know what's it called, when you get like rashes or whatever. And it's all a part of the energy of the anxiety of everything that's going on in the world. That's why I don't share things as rainbows and butterflies. I'm sharing with you the realness of what happens in our life and how to shift. So when we start telling other people, especially, it's easier because, like I said, I could cry all day and say that I sold 1,000 books, but my husband knows that I haven't. My children know that I haven't. But it's different when these are people that you don't know and you're sharing, oh, this year I made X amount of money, because I have made 6 figures. And I'm scaling to the next. I'm going to the $250,000, which feels so good when you say it. And you could say 250,000, but it just sounds better when I say $250,000. Come on, balance it out, people. So when we created that story, and then here comes the creative muse, taps you on your shoulder and says, hey Daisy, I was thinking about you since you said that you're made $250,000. There's this idea for you. How about you do this? And then all of these little ideas come to you. synchronized energy, and it kind of nudge you. And then fear will come in and try to sap you out of it. You don't have time, Daisy. Daisy, you're doing too much. Daisy, there's no way you're gonna do that, girl. You crazy. You know you only make 6 figures, and that's as far as it goes. But guess what? 10 years ago, I was only at 5 figures. So, also, it's meeting where you are. It's meeting where you are. If right now you're at less than 5 figures, take it to the next. Example, I could have said, hey, I make $500 a day, but I didn't because mentally I knew that I was almost at 300. I didn't know that I was over 300, much less almost 400, but I said 400. Kicked it up like, I already made $400. I'm good. Damn, Daisy, you made $400. Fucking awesome. Here comes positive energy towards me because now people are telling my story as well. So it's not just me sharing my story. I have other people sharing my story. Let's talk about your story. And I know because I work with a lot of you. How many of you share with me how your spouse is one way? And don't get me wrong, my spouse is definitely one way. And it's very hard to change that man. Because when they're divine masculine, it's like they're beating against the walls. I get you. But when we start sending them blessings and we start sharing a different story, especially when it's a story, I used to feel, because I am the sole proprietor in my life, I kind of help the whole family. Because a lot of people was like, well, damn, Daisy, if you make 6 figures, like, why don't you have money this time? Or why are you like this? Because you're going to have haters. You're going to have people that tell you ugly things and make you feel like shit. Oh, well, you're 35. Why aren't you married? What's wrong with you? Or you're 28. Why haven't you graduated from college? Whatever your story is that other people will frown upon or make you feel or belittle you, change it around. So when people started telling me XYZ about my husband, I changed the story. Because the truth is, my husband is sick. And he has a disability. And before, I didn't want to share it. Because I don't like to tell my personal stuff. But the truth is that the reason I have to do so much more is because he can't. And, you know, as a divine feminine, and him being divine masculine, trying to, you don't share that story because you don't want to. But you know what? I don't want to also be the one to feel like I'm less because of XYZ. So you change your story, and it's your story. No one could take that from you. So how do we start living this? When I go to work once, twice, 3 times a week, I'm rich. I'm wealthy. It's super funny because now even like the people that clean the place that I barely associate with say, oh my God, she made an appearance. I can't believe you're here today. How's life? I'm 50 and fabulous. I'm retired, people. And it sounds like shits and giggles, but I am verbally stating and scripting my story. So here's what I'm going to do for you guys. On our Patreon, during the beautiful, magical month of September, the month of September is energy of harvesting. For those of you that sign up during this live and I put the link, the Patreon is linked in the comments. For those of you that sign up for the manifestation, either the class, which if you do the class, you're getting the ritual. I haven't written it in there, but you're getting the ritual if you do the class. So if you sign up for the class, you get all the tiers from the class below, which would be the ritual, all the manifesting videos. I think, of course, we're going to be scripting. And in September, we're working on unblocking the wealth. We're going to go to our first 7 years, people, and we're going to block all that crap out and start manifesting. And like I said, I'm doing this because I want to launch my language of money class, which is amazing because I have completely revamped and shifted my life. I have came across the lower vibrations and told them to get the fuck out of my life so I could achieve my greatness, and that they had no right to come in here and rain on my parade. But I know that I want a little more. I want that when you take this class and you pay what I want you to pay for it, that you come out with $1 million fucking dollars in your pocket. No excuses. I want you to take that class and know and have and achieve the outcome that you intend and desire. So for those of you that go to my Patreon and sign up, I'm going to be sending you your very own video reading. So that way you get to see the energy for yourself, because you know, when I tap into vibration and energy, I see everything through spirit. So those video readings are so worth it. So if you sign up for, like I said, the manifesting, which is called, let's go look at it. During this live, run on over and sign up. Let me just look at them. I think it's so we have the support mandate, chapter by chapter, which is the books. So you get all of that. You get the chapter by chapter, all my exclusives. So I'll be like reading audiobooks and stuff like that. You get to see all of that. That's actually the merch one. You have to get the merch one if you want the merch one. I can't change that one. Okay, so it's the monthly spells. So if you get the monthly spells, of course you get the monthly spells and everything under it. But if you get the monthly manifesting class, then you get the monthly manifesting class and the monthly spells. So if you get any of those two during this vibration and energy, from now till the 31st, I think it's the 31st of August. Let's look at this, people. And of course I gotta write all this down because then I forget. 31st, which is Saturday, I will send you a video reading. So it'll be my gift to you. And my video readings, if you go to my Etsy shop, they're $55. So that is an amazing gift that you could have. And not only that, you could tap into the vibration and energy. So sign up. As soon as you sign up, I'll get notified and I will message you on Patreon and let you know. That way we could exchange and I could share with you the video reading. These video readings are private. I keep them up only for 30 days. So you take notes, you download them, you record them on your audio just for your records. And in a month, I delete them, never to be up on social media. Not on social media, but on my YouTube ever again. All right. If you pay for the whole year, because you're super awesome and you love to support me because I'm amazing, you pay for the whole year, I will gift you the 45-minute phone reading. So it's a live reading with me where we could do a reading, where we could do healing work, energy work, whatever it is that we want, that you want to do. You could do it eventing. A lot of people just call me to purge out vibrational energy so they could relift and revamp. We could do energized tapping, which is something we're going to be doing today on Patreon. If you pay for the whole year, I will gift you that, and that's a $222 gift. So that is from now to the 31st of August. So you have time. Regardless, Patreon has a free membership. So if you want to do the having more than enough time, the time bending energy, go over to Patreon so you can sign up, and I will be there in just a few minutes so we could do that beautiful energy work. And there's going to be different levels of the energy of time, because going to what we're going to talk about next, people, September is going to blow you away. The September, so the 28th, Mercury goes direct, right? On the 29th, for those of you that are in love, the 29th is the energy of Libra. What do we know about Libras? Libras are dreamers. They're dreamers, they're flirty, they're romantic, they're sentimental. They are the best gifters. Like, if you ever get the most radiant gift, it probably came from a Libra. I don't know what it is about the details and the like, they're so creative. The energy of Libra and Venus together is beautiful. So this is a vibration for you to connect with your sensual self, and this happens on the 29th. So that, and it's on a Wednesday, which I'm going to be doing some magic on Patreon for that vibration and energy. There will be a video for you guys to use during that energy, during that day, or afterwards, because remember, as I do the videos, I'm doing it on that vibration, and you could use anytime because I'm capturing that vibration. So again, let's talk about the magic of harvesting. So we do rituals. How many of you guys have been with me forever? And all of our rituals are intentions, manifestations, reconciliations, letting go, casting out, unblocking. But how many times have we done harvesting rituals? Never. We never do harvesting rituals. And I didn't, like, when I connected with Spirit and we were talking about that, we're going to have some coffee for this one. I said, Spirit, I do not remember ever doing a harvesting ritual with any of my clients, not even my own calls. Spirit said, yeah, we must harvest, Daisy. We're always talking about sowing the seeds, nurturing them. And if you want them to reap, you have to sow, you have to nurture, you have to have patience. But damn it, we haven't been doing any reaping. We haven't been doing any harvesting. And September and October are the months of harvesting, because in the good old days, when we were getting ready for winter, we were reaping, we were harvesting, we were canning, we were putting all the goodies away so we could have lots of abundance during the winter months. Yet none of us do harvesting rituals. That is what we're doing. I can't move it because I have so many crystals around it. This ritual that you are going to be getting through Patreon only, because it's not going to go available on my Etsy shop, because I only have enough for Patreons, and there is only, let's see, 25, only 25 spots. Once I go to TikTok, because I have a big following on TikTok, I haven't announced it on TikTok. Once I go to TikTok, I don't know what's going to happen. That might sell out right away. So if you want to do the exclusive rituals where you get this every single month, you're going to want to go over. And again, I shared with you all the freebies. And of course, you can message me and comment if you want more information on a certain thing. The harvesting ritual, we are not only going to get a specific vibrational energy that we're going to be co-creating with, but we are going to have an oil that's going to blow you away. If you guys got the eclipse oil, you know what I'm talking about. That eclipse oil, every time I put it on, I feel some kind of way. I get chills from head to toe. I could feel it. I'm synchronized. I love to use it when I'm writing, just so I could create that beautiful vibration that taps into the quantum levels, so I could tap into the ethereal cosmics with the muses and the angels, and really, when I'm writing, give it my honest to give you guys the very best. So this is going to be crazy. And we're going to use sigil magic. I was going to put a sigil for this month, and I haven't yet. Of course, the month is not done. It might be for the Venus. Let's see what Spirit shares with me. I haven't done the sigil for this month yet, because the whole point is that, you know, as the manifesting, because the manifesting, we have a lot of you guys that did the, I think it's manifesting videos, even though I have a lot of manifesting videos already. So you magical manifesting videos is $333 a month. There's one spot left for that one, only one spot left. Supported magic, which you get the manifesting videos, supported magic, there's like different levels for you, you know, depending. Like, I have Patreons that I follow that every month I give them $5, and there's months I don't even look at their stuff. It's like my way of supporting, because I love their work and they're so creative. And when I'm able to go there, I could go back to months and months, because that's the cool thing about Patreon. It's like you could see my work from 3 years ago when I started Patreon. I think it was 3 years ago, so it might be longer. One of the things that I have pinned on my Patreon is a quantum jumping ritual. It is so powerful. So just by signing up, you get that ritual. And I have it pinned because everyone that does that tells me that is incredible. They are mesmerized by the energy of that ritual, of the exercises. And it's very simple. It's a lot of scripting. It's a lot of exercises, physical exercises, but it's very simple, things that anyone could do. The outcomes are surreal. I use that ritual all the time when I feel in that stuck vibration. All right, so I think I want to make sure that I tapped into everything. If you guys have questions before I come to a close, Oh, I forgot to talk about the wealth. Okay. All right. So we got to do the so the time tapping we're gonna do on Patreon. So I'll be. How did I do that? I hope I didn't get ink everywhere. I don't even know where my pen is. All right. So I must have a pen somewhere. Anyway, let's talk the signs of money, because a lot of you guys have been coming to me about wealth. And you know I love working about wealth on wealth because it's just fun to manifest money and go shopping. I mean, maybe it's a girly thing, but every time that I manifest money and I could have fun with my family and my grandkids, and it's just amazing. So signs money is coming. I want to talk about the signs that money is coming because we're almost at an hour and I don't want to take too long, especially that I'm going to go to Patreon. So signs that money is coming. Let's talk about the signs. Everybody gets different signs. You are going to have your own very unique signs that show up in your life and that indicate the next. We're always looking at, and I like to share that with clients when I say, hey, have you gotten confirmations? A lot of times, like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, confirmations could be anything. Confirmations to you could be a lizard that walks right in front of you, and that's how you know that loads of cash are coming in, because the lizard came out and told you. For me, it's usually ladybugs. Like when I'm manifesting something, and it could be I'm writing a book, and I'm doing a Kickstarter, or I'm doing some kind of Eventbrite event, and I want to see how it comes out, and I'm setting my goals and intentions and adding a lot of energy, and then ladybug will show up. So I know that in a matter of a few weeks to maybe a month or 2 months, I'm going to see something cosmic manifest in my life. So that also indicates, it's not telling me that it's going to happen, because there have been times where ladybugs have shown up and nothing has happened. But the reason for that is also to inform you that you have to stay in the vibration of receptivity, meaning you don't let lower vibrational energies interfere. You literally tell them no. You cancel them out, you delete them, you tell them to get the fuck out of your life. You grab the broom and you sweep them out of the house. There's so much magic we're gonna do with Patreon. I'm gonna show you guys. Money is an energy. I see money as this beautiful golden female, almost like this ethereal woman that just walks around sharing her, glory. And she wants to be needed, and she wants to be loved, and she wants to be respected, and she wants you to tell her thank you. Because when you don't tell her thank you, she's like, this bitch doesn't love me, so I'm just not going to show up. When you think about energies and vibrations and objects as physical people, as a living entity, you understand them more. So I see money a certain way. You might see money a different way. So when money shows up in your life, you want to be as excited for the penny as if you just got a deposit of $1 million into your account. And I know that that balance is very off the scale, but think about it. Gratitude is the magical manifester. And nobody really acknowledges that, because people think gratitude is thank you. Thank you. And like the song says in Moana, you're welcome. People just think it's like that. And that's not gratitude. That's not gratitude, because people say thank you all the time and don't fucking mean it. All the time people say thank you and they don't mean it. Gratitude is an energy. It's a vibration. It's a feeling that you get when you are truly grateful, when you're filled with grace, excited, and that loving vibrational vortex, that you are happy. It's like this heartbeat that you feel over something you have manifested, over something that has occurred in your life that you're truly, genuinely, honestly happy about. For example, when I spend time with my granddaughters and my children, when I go vacation with them, when we go do leisure stuff like watching a movie. Even though I thought that Upside Down or Inside Out or whatever it was called was crappy as hell, it was that moment of spending that quality time with my granddaughters that made me very happy. The popcorn that we shared, the coffee that we drank, the Pokemons that we caught, the laughing, the looking at the stuff in the store, the making the funny voices that I make with them. I was filled with gratitude and loving every moment. And as I go through that, I'm excited and sharing and thinking and visualizing our next endeavor, our next time together. So, money, I notice, and I want you to pay attention to this. There's a saying, and this is going to sound very racial, take it with a grain of salt, people, that the Jews will break their back because if they see a penny on the floor, they will literally break their backs to get it. Have you thought about that? Why? Why would a Jew break their back over a penny on the floor? Ha ha ha! I remember Harold Kumar. They threw pennies in front of one of the Jewish guys. Just, it was like a funny thing. Racial funny thing. What if they know something we don't? Have you thought about that? If money shows up in the form of a penny, treat it as if it showed up in the form of the winning lottery numbers, all deposited into your accounts. Because that, my friend, is a universal test. Because we are always being tested in this world. Always, always, always being tested. So we need to be grateful for every form that money comes in. And I'm going to share with you something. This last couple of weeks, I have, and this is why this story is here. I have been finding pennies in the weirdest places. Like, we go outside, we're going to find pennies on the floor all the fucking time. All the times, there's going to be pennies on the floor. Somebody's going to drop a penny. Somebody's going to throw a penny away because it's a penny. They don't care. But when you find them in places like, I went to Publix a couple of weeks ago, and next to the soups were 2 shiny pennies. And there was nobody around. And I said, thank you, money. I appreciate you. And I took my time. I looked at the pennies. I looked at the year. I said blessings over the shininess of the pennies. And I grabbed them. And I said very much gratitude over them. I put them in my pocket, in my purse. Another time, I was at a store. And it was a random display. And there was 1 shiny penny on the display. Maybe the TikTok thing, that people are just leaving pennies anywhere. Maybe I'm just finding them all. Again, I shared gratitude over that 1 penny. Because money is going to test you, my friend, because she's finicky. And she wants to be needed, and she wants you to show her appreciation, because why is she going to show up in the millions if you can't even be grateful over the 1? Why? If you're going to discard the 1 penny, is she going to come in the millions? She's going to think you're going to discard her, because we are energy. We all vibration. So here's another one. My books. I see the sales of my books on a kind of like a, I don't even know what it's called, some kind of graph. And sometimes this is 20 cents. And in the beginning, I was like, 20 cents? It would get frustrating. 20 cents? How am I going to be rich with 20 cents? I would get frustrated, people. Especially when you see other people, some of their books are shitty because they're using artificial intelligence. They're going to Fiverr and paying other people. So I would get green. Jealous. Why me? Why are my books selling? What am I doing wrong? My book's better than that one. I share more information. I give so much more. There was one time that my book wasn't even listed on Google. I was so pissed. I messaged Google. So the point is to appreciate those 20 cents. Because again, you're being tested. And it wasn't until, and this happened years and years ago, It wasn't until I started learning wealth and started learning the magic, and I started seeing money as a vibration, energy, someone, just like a faculty. And we talked about this in my wealth class. You treat your faculties, they're inside of you, working on your behalf all the time. That I started to see not 20 cents, but $20, and then $200. And it kept growing and growing. And now it's just like I expect it always to be amazing because I'm so grateful. And I'm excited because I'm like, oh my gosh, I've already made this much. When I write the other book, it's going to be X amount. It's going to be more glorious. And it's going to be... Because you start to get really excited. So in the beginning, it's going to be hard when that penny shows up and you're just like, okay, it's a penny. Thank you. It's going to be forced. But then you also want to think, what has money bought for you that's made you happy? For instance, with me and my granddaughters, is being able to go with them to the parks and they want to eat something and I have $100 to splurge or more, because now $100 is going to pay for nothing. Don't say that. That's not the story. But the point is that we put ourselves in a vibration that we are grateful. And I shared this with you in those language of money class and the wealth class. How bills are not negative. Bills are your friends. Bills, I love bills. I used to freeze bills with people. Now bills are my friend. Oh, cafecito time. Some real coffee time. Thank you, Bobby. I did smell it. It smelled so good. Having some coffee. Cafecito time. So I used to freeze bills, and I have a ritual on how to freeze, because you could freeze anything. But I used to freeze them because it was like, oh, these bills. I used to get mad. Now bills are my friends. I love bills because bills pay for my internet, which I need and I love and I enjoy. Bills pay for my resort style living place, which I love, which makes me happy. I could go to the pool anytime I want. I could read my book in their hammocks. I could go to the business center and just relax. I could play chess. I could play any type of game that I want, because we have a full-blown resort where I live. I love bills. I'm grateful for them. You need to see things in a different light. You need to change your story. And that, my friends, is what we do on my Patreon. So I truly, truly hope to see you there. Like I said, I'm going over there now because we're going to do some tapping energy, so you have more than enough time, because 7 years. Mentally, when you think 2031, it feels like forever. But 2017 was yesterday. Now, when I see my life, I see, like, when I think about, because I'm 50 in a couple of months. So when I think about when I had my first son, it feels like a different lifetime, because I see time differently. Time for me works different from other people that are like, I don't have enough time. No. Time for me takes time. I have more than enough time to do anything and everything. I made 4 journals yesterday, people. And I'm just like, I'm awesome. And I give myself kudos. We get excited, and it's not a conceitedness. It's not a egotistical thing, because before I used to feel guilty for feeling aha, but I'm fucking awesome. You are fucking awesome. I want you to say that. I am fucking awesome. Feel that. You are radiant. You're exhilarated. You're beautiful. And you deserve everything that you intend and desire. And I want you to feel that, because that is the energy that we use in my classes. We physically feel the vibrations. So get your asses over to my Patreon and sign up. I want to do lots of readings. I want to be overwhelmed with readings from you guys. There's only 20 something spots. So take advantage, because once I start going live on TikTok, those are going to go. So you guys hear it first, because you guys are my YouTube, and I've been in YouTube since, I don't know, 2007. So you guys are part of the real tribe, the way back when tribe. Go on over to Patreon. I'm going to do some magic energy tapping. You guys are going to have more than enough time to create and have all your dreams. All your dreams. These next 7 years are going to be your most radiant. These are going to be your golden years. The years where you have the Midas touch. The years where anything and everything you intend and desire is already yours. And I gotta go because we went 5 minutes over the time. I'll see you. Namaste.